Homosexual men and women held rallies in New York and in San Francisco, celebrating the 10th anniversary of what they say was the start of the nationwide gay rights movement.
A wave of pride around the world today. Marchers took to the streets, highlighting the fight for rights that is still ongoing.
Let's hear it for E.G. Smith. She is the grandma for gays. Been marching since 1980.
My name is Raymond Braun, and I identify as a gay man. I've always been really interested in Pride because it played such a big role in helping me become more comfortable with myself and have the courage to come out and then get really involved with the community.
What's your name? Sean. Sean Raymond. Nice to meet you. This is my mom. Hi.
Sean,
nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet
What's
you.
your name?
Can we get a picture with
Of
you?
course, yeah.
Cool. You did so awesome on Drag Race.
Oh, thank you.
I know, we loved you. Thank you.
When I say that I didn't know how to go into the closet, I think this demonstrates that. I don't know why I was posing like that, completely unprompted, but I mean, hello. This would be awkward 11 or 12-year-old Raymond right here. Yeah. I can't even articulate how terrified I was to come out, even though pretty much everyone knew. I used to rehearse trying to come out to my family, and it was really scary for me because I couldn't even start getting the words out without starting to cry. My idea was, let me write them this letter that is bulletproof. It was 16 pages, single-spaced, and the 15 hours from me sending the FedEx to my parents receiving it were the most agonizing of my life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Pride.
I got a call maybe 20, 25 minutes after the letter had come. And the first thing that she said was, "I love you." And she said, "I just want you to know that I love you so much. And come home and we'll talk everything through and we'll work through all the details. But I just want you to know that I love you so much and you're my son and I will always love you." And that was all I needed to hear in that moment. And it was the biggest weight off my shoulders because I had at that point like 17 years of shame and fear and self-hatred and self-disgust. And I felt so happy, and I also felt bad that I didn't give her the opportunity to say that to me earlier.
I love your son. Thank you. I love him too. I love him too.
Oh.
Yay.
Thank you. This is my mom's first Pride.
I'd been called entrepreneur, media personality, journalist, advocate, but I feel like there isn't a word that nails it for me.
I'm joined by Raymond Braun, who led YouTube's first ever marketing campaign, Proud to Love.
I've just tried to fight for people in the way that I would have liked to be fought for and use privilege that I have to help other people.
Decision has come out. Marriage equality won 5-4, and everyone is so electric and smiling.
I came out to my parents 38 years after the Stonewall riots in 1969. So we're 50 years out from Stonewall, and I'm wondering, what does Pride mean to young people today?
1, 2, 3, bucket of pride!
Put your hands together, DC, and make some noise for the one and only Troy Sivan! what's up? My name is Troy Sivan. How's it going? Are you guys having a good Pride so far? The first Pride I ever went to, so I came out to my parents. Even though I was out to them, I was so nervous to tell them that I wanted to go to Pride. And I somehow mustered up the courage and I was like, Mom, Dad, I want to go be with my people. I want to go to Pride. And I was so nervous what their reaction was going to be, and they were like, Troy, we're coming with you. And my parents were not just like tolerating their gay son, they were like, fuck yeah, we have a gay son. It's only Pride once a year. Let's lose our minds. Thank you guys so much for having me. Let's do this. Just for you, just for you. Just for you, just for you. Come on, baby, play me like a love song. Every time it comes on, I get this sweet desire. Just for you, just for you, just for you. Washington, D.C., what's up?
What was your first recollection of Pride, or the first time you became aware of it?
I would watch YouTube videos of coming out stories, Pride parades. I remember one of the first videos that I saw that I was like, oh my God, there's like a lot of gay people in the world. Growing up, I didn't know any gay people, and I didn't know any older gay people. So I felt like I had no template for my life of what that could look like. Seeing like an older LGBT couple holding hands in the street, that was like, you know, oh, these people have been doing this for a long time. This didn't just happen. We owe it to our elders that we get to be here today.
I get why sometimes people ask, is Pride still relevant? Because I think that it's easy, if you live in a bigger city, to forget. I know a lot of LGBTQ people who have an accepting family, they have an inclusive group of friends, and they forget what it's like to be that kid who's terrified to even say the words, I'm gay, or I'm trans.
Hey, are you Kieran?
Yes.
How are you?
Amazing right now.
That's good.
They forget that there are a lot of places across this country where there's still a lot of terror around just walking out the door and being who you are. Hey, how are you?
Hello there.
I wanted to ask you about your thoughts on Pride and your relationship to the idea of Pride in your community.
I mean, coming from DC, where there's two prides, there's Black Pride and then there's everyone else's pride. If you don't identify with one particular group, then you don't necessarily have a place where you fit.
It's just so wonderful to see how many people similar to you in one place and supporting each other.
I was raised religiously, and so if I hadn't met my friends there and like gone to Pride and stuff with them, I would have probably just been miserable with men the rest of my life.
The people that raised me tried to kill me when they heard I was gay. So I will never forget that. So just because I know I'm not going through that doesn't mean somebody in a whole nother state isn't.
Pride is the reason I'm alive. I know that sounds super cliche, but like if we didn't have Pride to remind people of who we are, then like what else do we got?
A lot of folks don't want trans people of color to even much have a platform, so of course they're not gonna promote where people of color voices will be heard.
I know at first Pride started as a protest, but as the years went on, a lot of people transitioned into celebration. Corporations swooped in on that and said, we can make money off of this.
Pride is a public expression of my acceptance of this part of my life, my sexual orientation. It feels like a challenge to the narrative that LGBT people need fixing or aren't enough.
Pride to me is like a second Black History Month, just because I still understand what we went through to get there.
I have always been really interested in Pride as almost like this looking glass into the entire LGBTQ community. And so I decided to take a road trip to Pride events in big cities and small towns across the country and really explore this question of what Pride means to young people 50 years post-Stonewall.
here's the site, and they're setting up right now. I can't believe it's right in the middle of town, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
So the first ever Pride March that happened in Tuscaloosa was 2014. It was adorable. It was about 50 folks. The first couple years we started, people especially who grew up here were just, I mean, shook. Like, they just were amazed that there was a Pride Festival happening in Tuscaloosa downtown openly, right, without disaster happening.
This one's my favorite, it's red. And then I call that one Blackie.
What do you like about living in the country?
Hearing the birds chirp in the morning, just sitting outside drinking my coffee on a nice day. And just being secluded from everybody, just being away from the students because they drive me crazy sometimes. Working in a coffee shop, you know? Like, one day I was at work and this guy, he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be served by this him, she, whoever she is, or whatever it is. And I'm just like, okay. I think they're intimidated or they're scared because, you know, I can be myself. And like, I don't care what they think. Espresso macchiato? Thank you. I appreciate it. It's not my best, but I tried. Current relationship is not a current relationship. We're actually like on a break right now. Things have been like a little rocky. I'm her first girlfriend, and she's dated men all her life, so you know, I'm just trying to respect how she feels, and I'm just kind of tired of like being someone's secret.
Tell me a little bit about what it's like to be LGBTQ in Tuscaloosa.
I don't know. I think people should be open-minded, and I feel like here in Alabama, they're not whatsoever. Like, they don't really accept us, you know? So I'm glad that Tuscaloosa is, like, trying to, you know, change that, you know, and actually have pride here in Tuscaloosa. So I'm excited. I don't know what to expect, you know? I just want to go enjoy myself and have a good time and be around some good people. I'm excited to experience my first Pride. I think it's long overdue, honestly. You didn't believe me until I brought the first girl home.
Well, no, like...
I think that's when it really finally, like, clicked with you.
We were sitting in Mr. G's parking lot, and I think I was sitting in the front seat of Mom's car, and you were in the back. And I look over, and I'm like, damn, she's cute. And all I hear is, hell yeah.
I don't know, you're kind of the main reason why, like, I was able to, like, be myself and come out, you know?
Word.
Like, I had some type of support, because I knew I wasn't going to get it from Mom, you know?
How was it when you first came out?
I mean, it was tough. She was like, I won't have a gay daughter, you know? And that's the only thing that just kept playing around in my head, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to get out of here. I don't know.
I think she'll always have a problem with it.
Yeah, me too.
Unfortunately.
Done, check. Lady, face, beats, done, check. Chase, down, glass, up. Lady, face, down, glass.
I didn't know there was a Pride in Tuscaloosa. When I heard there was, I was like, it's probably gonna be maybe 25 people on a little field with some rainbow flags.
On one, we're gonna stop again. This time, when you inhale, you're gonna bring your shoulders up, and when you release, you're gonna relax all the way down to mid-level. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1.
I'm a senior at the University of Alabama. I worked for a golf cart taxi that goes around campus, and there was this one guy who gets on my cart, and I'm taking him from the bars, and we're taking him home. And we're just talking, yada, yada, yada. And he goes, he's a little drunk, so he's like wobbling in the seat or whatever. He's like, do you see that girl in that tight dress and that little crop top? Oh my God. I'm like, what would you even do? Like, how do you even talk to that? And like, he was like seriously asking me the question, like waiting for a response. And I was like, well, I like men, so but if I were to talk to her, I just talk to her like a normal person. And he was like, and he just like stops and like, and then so we get to a stop sign and then he just gets off the cart and walks away. That was the first time I'd really felt anything big that was like, whoa, like someone actually felt a certain way about this, that like they felt compelled to be removed from my presence.
Right, left, dive forward, push back. Left, right.
I actually just came out to my dad this past summer. We went to IHOP. We were able to talk and we just dished about all the questions that my dad usually has. When I asked him to come to the Pride Festival, he just was like, no, I'm not ready for that. He stereotyped a Pride Festival from what he's seen on TV, like San Francisco Pride and New York Pride, where there's like a lot of flamboyant gay men. He compared two men kissing to seeing two dead rats in the street. That made me sad because I was like, he's never gonna be able to see the beauty behind two men kissing.
I got my first girlfriend when I was like 15, and I straight from the bat, I told her like, when I get old enough, I'm getting a sex change. And she's still my best friend, and she says, can't believe you're actually doing this. From the age of 15 to now I'm 28, and I'm me. My mom constantly calls me she. Like I said, it's not something you can just explain. It's something that you feel, and you can't put that into words for somebody that has that mindset of, okay, my kid's gonna go to hell if they act like this. Now that I came out, I feel 10 times better than I think I ever have. I hadn't even started shots yet, and my officer said, have a good night, Captain. I'm like, you too. He says, thank you, sir. And I'm like, I'm not crying, you're crying. And all I could do is just hug him. That dude's my favorite officer. He still, to this day, says, it's coming in nice.
I've only been to Pride in Birmingham.
And I've only been to Pride in Pensacola. It's my first Tuscaloosa Pride.
So it'll be interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's gonna really feel like a fest and we're just gonna walk around and see people, or what kind of structure there is to it. So we're gonna be totally new to this.
Hey! Hey! Come on, Braylon. Don't step on him. Don't hurt him. Put him down. Don't kiss that dog. So I love this picture right here with me and my girls. Okay, this is when we at the altar.
Oh, that's my favorite picture.
Was it? Oh, look
Yeah.
at you, dude.
All right, so this is the moment I caught true butterflies. The limo pulled up and I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God.
This one we did a silly face. You were feeling yourself.
I was.
And I was saying something.
I had to flex a little bit.
Are there places around here where you can feel a sense of community, like a gay bar? Or
It's a gay bar in Montgomery. So I can't tell my friends, oh, I want to go to Pride, and they're like, girl, I ain't going to no damn Pride. And so they're so afraid of somebody hitting on them. Everybody that's gay does not want you.
So this is your first ever Pride. You're driving 2 hours to go.
Okay.
You are, right? I mean, you're driving 2 hours to get to Pride.
But that's why it's so exciting. Like, y'all actually having a Pride night in Alabama, where I'm from. You know, I'm a Roll Tide fan of Alabama. Like, okay, so yes.
I can remember when I was recently on a job and I was fired because I was a Black trans woman, and people, you know, looked at me different, the whispers, the misgendering, they stare, they laugh behind your back, they make jokes. The world is ever changing, the world is ever evolving, and everyone should just get with the program.
We know that sex work is critical and it's a part of how most of us make our living. How do you feel, of course, in Birmingham, Alabama, where you felt like you haven't been safe or not welcome?
One guy watched me the whole night while I worked, and as I made my money and as I came to a closure of the end of the night, the guy entered into my home with a gun to kill me. I called the police, and it was just a joke to them.
Even if somebody did you wrong, they always look at trans people as always the bad person.
The data is there. It's no secret that, you know, Black trans women are being murdered at a very high rate.
We need to value ourselves more and stop allowing men to control us and say, hey, I'm just gonna hide you. You're just gonna be my sexual objects behind the scenes, you know, just let me get this nut off and keep quiet. Where does it come into where we value ourselves as women to stand up and say, no more when you treat me like a sex slave, no more when you treat me behind the scenes just like I'm this creature or this fetish that you just wanna, you know, explore, and stand up for ourselves and like, just say no, I'm not gonna do it.
I wanted to ask you about whether you think that Pride, particularly small town prides in the South, are inclusive of trans women.
No, and not on a small town, I don't think no Pride is inclusive of trans women. And I think due to the fact that, of course, we created this, when I said we created it back over 49 years ago when the Stonewall riot happened in creating the liberation for community as trans women of color and queer people of color, but we don't get our just due. You know, most of the time you see that white gay man jumping around, ooh, Pride, you know. It's just like we are erased and we're not in existence. And it's very critical that we get the attention that we need because we are the most vulnerable community. We have been done so wrong as Black and brown folks. And it keeps me motivated, and it gives me the courage that I need and keeps me inspired to do what I need to do to take care of my community. And that's what keeps me connected.
Growing up in a rural community that is really small. I mean, my hometown in Ohio is like less than 900 people, and I didn't see anything close to what would resemble Pride. The first time that I remember seeing gay visibility in media or on television was I was doing homework at the kitchen table, and my parents were watching the news, and there was a report about Matthew Shepard and about him being murdered. And when I saw the image and when I heard about his story, I identified with him. And so here I have the word gay being used to put me down and make me feel less than and not measuring up to the other guys that I'm in school with. And then when I see this word being reflected back to me on television, it's literally someone who's been murdered for that reason. And so that fucks up a kid. Knowing how much having a Pride in my town in Ohio would have meant to be, it makes me so genuinely happy when I can see other people having that experience and finding that community, particularly in places like here in Tuscaloosa, where a lot of kids I don't think would have ever imagined that their town could have a Pride.
Down here in the South, if you would have walked with hands in hands, like, you got bullied. I used to write in my diary, like, I hate my life, I just want to kill myself. I used to say, like, little hurtful stuff to myself because I wasn't happy with myself because I kept suppressing the issue. That's why it's so exciting for us to have a Pride.
That is cute, look.
Oh,
Pride.
First little Pride.
We've been to a lot of smaller prides this year. You know, I think prides in smaller towns and prides in the Deep South are still serving the same function that prides originally did, right? Like Christopher Street Pride in New York in 1970, that was a visibility at any cost event.
I've been to Pride since I was 21, 35 now. So I'm just hoping that she gets, you know, a lot out of it.
I knew nothing about Pride. My first thought of Pride was just kind of like just a huge party, you know, everybody got together and they celebrated. And then like once I did my history, you know, it's like, no, it's like they fought for us to, you know, be able to stand out and be who we are. And I want to be a part of that.
Hope you can hear me way up in the back. My name is Meredith Bagley. I'm the Assistant Director of Druid City Pride.
I'm stoked. There's not many chances you get to be who you are around people who are just like you.
So my name is Will.
How much you really think?
Does everyone register?
Yes, girl, you know. Everyone in this tent better be registered.
My name's Clark West. This is my husband, Elliot Mitchell. We met here at Alabama in 1972. I was a freshman at age 18. Elliot had been in college. He was drafted by the Marines and went to Vietnam for 3 years. And we are celebrating 46 years together. So I'm very, very happy with that.
It's really important that you support each other. It's really important that you support Pride, because this is how people in your community find out who we are and what our needs are.
I just wanted to say hello. I saw you guys dancing over here. I thought I'd come over and like, even with a hip, honey. Got a new hip. I can't believe I was as young as you were at one time. Oh my God. Anyway, love you guys.
I had these grandiose visions of what Pride should be, and I wanted to be this transformative experience for everyone. But Jay said, you know, I just want to dance and be around some people, and even if it's like 10 people on a picnic table and a flag, being able to be with other folks like me and have a fun day together, that's enough. And that was actually really powerful to me, because I thought maybe I'm overthinking this a little bit too much. Maybe it is more simple. Maybe it is just about, you know, planting your flag in the ground, calling it Pride, whether there's 10 people or 10,000 people, and feeling that spirit of connectedness.
To be myself around people that have the same struggles. To not be alone in this feeling. You can hold your girlfriend's hand, you can kiss her. Just be you. It's awesome.
Welcome. Okay, so don't be afraid. It's going to hurt. Voguing is pretty, but it hurts. It hurts real good, actually. Catch that beat. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4. I came to slay the floor. Then the first line 2, catch the beat. Yes, they got it, so move your feet. Then the second line 2, 3 and a 4. Catch that beat and slay my floor.
I was born in Buffalo, New York.
I don't know if you noticed that I'm black.
I might have noticed that.
I'm kind of chocolatey. I would love for prides throughout the United States and beyond to start looking at leadership from the margins. Because when you're sitting underneath the table, you have a view of what's happening everywhere. You can still see the people up above, but you can also see below. But if you're seated at the table, you never notice the stuff that's happening beneath. I want a leader who can see multiple perspectives.
I just want us to walk European runway. We walk out.
Pride is still pretty segregated. When we go to the Deep South, they have Black Pride. You know, a lot of major cities that have a general pride, if we want to call it that, also have a separate trans pride.
What I love about SF Pride is that we have the Trans March on Friday, we have the Dyke March on Saturday, and then we have Pride for everybody on Sunday. It's important to do that. It's important for the world to know that there are certain experiences that are particular to people in one community. Pride is both the party and the protest. You don't have to have one and not the other. You should actually have both.
There's narratives about who we are and roles we're supposed to play in life, and we buy into those narratives a lot. That all kind of fell apart in my mind when I started to let in the idea of being trans. And so you have to kind of rebuild your idea of yourself.
Makeup looks good.
I came out in August last year, so this will be my first trans pride. In every way, I'm extremely lucky. Family-wise, economically, I've had the resources and the support I've needed to transition and to maintain my mental health and to have a support network and everything. And I mean, most trans people don't have all of those things, so I feel really lucky.
Jackie, this is Lady J.
It's so nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Well,
happy
Pride, happy trans.
Happy Trans. You're giving me Grand Marshal realness couture.
This is J-Lo in Ice. Like, if I were an ice skater who wanted to be Jennifer Lopez, this is what I would wear.
One thing I've been thinking about a lot are the different types of prides that exist, and particularly in the South and in the Deep South, they have Black Pride, which is separate from the other pride that's happening in the city. And more we're seeing cities adopt trans prides. And a part of me feels like, don't we want Pride, the one event, to feel inclusive of everyone?
Trans Pride feels more like a protest than a celebration, and I think it's because we still have so far to go.
It's true, it does feel like a protest, and I love that about it so much. I feel like that's integral to the trans community.
I think it's actually good that there are so many people who are able to live out and proud and shout that we can have many permits for taking up the streets during Pride Month. Probably the darker side of that is that cis, white, gay men have centered themselves in Pride events, and it creates a bit of hostility that we feel like we need to have our own Pride.
Well,
thank you. I love you. So good
Happy
to see
Pride.
you. Happy Pride.
And I'm so glad
happy
you got to
Pride.
meet
you.
Happy
Pride and
congratulations. Congratulations to you. Welcome to the family.
Have you done the Trans March before?
This is my first one.
This, to me, with the signs and the vibe, feels more resist and activist.
That's why I was looking forward to this. I think the Trans March is a really great space for trans people to celebrate our trans identities, which should be celebrated more, because every other day is make trans people feel shitty about being trans day, so this is our day to feel good about being trans.
Thank you, marchers! Thank you! Thank you, gracias!
Compton's Cafeteria was a place in San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood where a lot of drag queens and trans women would all hang out, but they would also be harassed by the people who worked there, because at the time it was illegal to so much as wear clothes that didn't match with your biologically assigned gender. One night, the owners called the police, and the police showed up. They started rioting, started throwing dishes and food, and it actually extended for 2 days. So I think that was a really important tipping point. I think a lot of people also don't know that Compton's happened before Stonewall. I came out to people for the first time last year my ex-girlfriend, my mom. Subsequently, I had her come out to a lot of people in my family for me. And that began the process of me telling the world, essentially, who I am. For people to understand me as a man in the world and then see me now as a woman, it seems like I'm a completely different person to them, but I don't feel like a different person on the inside.
I'm so honored and humbled to be here with the beautiful, powerful, and resilient transgender and non-binary community. Trans women of color have been at the front lines of our fight for justice, and it is time that you recognize all that we have done.
It's hard for me to understand what it is like to just kind of lithely go through Pride weekend and think of it as just this big party and just, you know, looking for a hookup or looking to get high or to stay up all night or whatever. But that is what some people do, and that is what is becoming, in a way, a stereotype for younger people. But it bothers me when people don't care more, or when people don't take the time to really learn and understand and respect and appreciate our history, and to thank the people who are with us still, who were there. The legend. Hello. How are you? I'm Raymond.
Hi, Raymond.
You're a legend. I
Well,
mean,
thank you
I
so
know who
much.
Heclina is.
Legend means I'm old. I want to give you a tour of the rest of the
Please,
place.
yeah.
Here it is, the rest of the place. No, I'm just kidding. No. So this.
Oh my gosh! Look at this. What are you gonna wear tonight?
The green wig right there.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna look so good under the lights. Dude. You better turn. Well, I want to hear about your drag. Tell me about the first time that you ever got in drag.
When I moved to San Francisco, I saw there were all these kind of colorful people, and I wanted to be part of that world, and drag was part of it. When I came out, I was disappointed with gay culture because I would go to bars, I would go to nightclubs, and they were all trying to look the same. They look at me like I'm a freak. You're holding us back by putting on that dress. And then they forget that those are the people who were the ones who rioted at Stonewall in the first place, the drag queens and the freaks. They had been fucked over so many times they couldn't gather at these bars without getting busted by the cops. And the cops busted in on the Stonewall, and they were like, not today, and they just started a riot. When I started doing drag, there were no non-traditional drag venues in San Francisco. There I started Tranny Shack as a lark. You know, back when you could say tranny.
Well, I want to ask you about that. I'm scared to even say it. I think it's a generational thing, or maybe I'm just overly careful. But tell me about the decision to rename it, because I'm seeing a lot of Tranny Shack sites.
Well, I mean, it was not a slur for a really long time back when and then I understood that it was becoming more of a slur, and I felt it when like performers at Tranny Shack would be like wanting to promote their appearance at Tranny Shack, but they didn't want to say the name, what it was called. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings or anything, but I think it's so interesting how it became this slur. You know, like it's more. You can't even say, it's like the N-word. Yeah. You're even whispering a little bit. Everyone's so worried about words right now, and people are losing any context. You know, like if somebody calls me faggot who's also gay, I don't care. You know, but if it's said with a hate or whatever, then I care. But I know the difference.
Right. I totally get that, but I also, like, if it inflicts pain on someone, I don't want to do that either. So I try to be as sensitive as possible, but I see your point too. Like, you want to be able to distinguish and recognize the nuance, and also just keep that subversion or that kind of punk in drag.
But how can I, as a drag queen, using the word faggot, hurt anybody?
Well, if someone has associations with that word that it's really negative or reminds them of a traumatizing time, they don't want to hear it, period.
I'm just not that way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to me, humor is a huge coping mechanism. How I coped with AIDS and how I coped with a lot of tragedy in my life. And so if a topic is taboo or a word is taboo, I feel like you should hold it up and poke at it. You know, like hold it up, make it a thing, and poke at it and take the power out of it.
Like, I've had to battle a lot of internalized homophobia and femme shaming, just because that was like the #1 thing I was bullied about when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Was that I was like a little sissy, I was effeminate, people could clock I was gay from, you know, as early as I could walk on the.
I mean, look at you. If aliens landed from Mars, they'd look at you and be like, who's that fag?
Stop.
But I'm not bitter. As a gay man, you can work really hard to be perfect and stuff, but I think maybe there's always that thing deep inside of you that's like, I'm not good enough, you know? So.
I have that.
Yeah. It's velvet rage, dear.
Here in the twilight. Here in the twilight. Twilight zone.
Happy Pride. This is amazing. I've never seen Dolores Park so crowded.
I've been here for 3 years, so it's been new. Everything's new.
Everything's still new.
Actually, my first Pride was in Istanbul. I've never seen a Pride before, and there were few 100,000. There were a lot of people, a lot of police, a lot of haters as well. People like cracking bottles and like shouting. The government was not protecting us, so it didn't feel like it was something that legal or something that you would be happy that you participated in, because you might end up in prison. I grew up in a very small town in Syria. I learned from really early age that it's not okay for me to be different. I didn't know that I was called gay or homosexual. I was called faggot, or like shaz, what they call in Arabic, which means irregular or abnormal. I couldn't seek help. My father was very, very aggressive. He almost killed me a few times. I still have a scar under my chin from his abuse. But we don't choose our families. One day when I was trying to go to university, the bus was stopped and they said, "All the men, please step down." They picked up on me because I was walking differently and my jeans were a bit more like tighter than the other people. They put me in a place alone. There was blood stains, apparently torture, but I was afraid at that moment that this is the end. This is like where I get, raped, killed. I stayed, I think, there for 30 to 40 minutes, and then they just let me go. That was the last straw. I had to make a decision to leave Syria. We took off really early in the morning. It took us almost 8 hours. There were like tanks, troops, airstrikes, like airplanes up above you. You don't know where they're gonna hit and if they're gonna hit you. Until we came to Lebanon, and then I saw my friend, and then I realized that this is actually happening. I'm out, I can start thinking about the future. Coming to San Francisco, I actually think it was my first ever gay community and culture that I've ever interacted with. It's shocking. It's an experience. It's overwhelming because there's so much to learn.
Hey. Happy Pride. How are you? How's your day been so far?
Good.
Great.
Just trying to, navigate and see what's going on.
Staying a little bit outside the crowd.
It's a lot. A lot of new things, a lot of new habits, a lot of new traditions, language, terminology. It's like, oh, did you see that? Did you hear that music? Do you know this artist? Do you know that? And I was like, holy no, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, you're not gay enough. So I was like, well, I was almost killed for being gay, thank you.
That's something that you feel in the community here?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Or, to be honest, a lot of times. I think that I'm not yet comfortable with my sexuality and others' sexuality. As much as I want to believe that I am over it and I'm openly out and gay and I talk about it to everyone, but there's still these things like, you're gay. There's something missing. You're not enough.
I feel guilty every time that I do anything, like going to a party, dancing, to know that this is available for me and not available for anybody else that I know back home.
When I came here, the Pride March was not as political as Istanbul, but the police, firefighters, every part of the community participated in it, which means that there is future for me here. Not just for me, but for everyone else.
What are you most looking forward to at Pride this year?
I am looking forward to my family being there. I would love for my family to leave Pride literally feeling proud. I want them to think, you know, if we could go back and choose whether Carson were straight or gay, we would choose gay Carson 1,000 times. We would, you know, this is his best self. This is his best Carson, the one that we want in our lives.
A lot of Mormons have gotten into the big money political fight over gay marriage.
They are major backers of Proposition 8. That's a ballot initiative that would eliminate the right to get married for same-sex couples.
That's why the LDS contributed over 45% of the total financial support for Prop 8, which would reinstate California's ban on gay marriage.
I think what surprised every one of us out here in California, I mean, truly, actually shocked us, was the amount of money coming from the Mormon Church.
Is this the main temple right here?
Yes.
I think I read that, 50% of Salt Lake City is Mormon?
Yeah.
Ooh, I see my first rainbow flag.
So that's where Pride is. You can see they're actually already set up, which makes me so excited.
I'm about to meet Carson, finally traveled all this way to Salt Lake City. I am beyond excited. Hello, how are you? Oh my God. It's so nice to finally meet you. Happy Pride.
Thank you, happy Pride. I know.
How are you feeling about the weekend?
I am feeling like a little overwhelmed, but like ready.
It's a lot happening.
You know, this is not just an LGBTQ Mormon thing. This is like these are the kind of divisions we're seeing in our country. It's like my family, everyone would murder for me. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot, and I would never, could never question their loyalty to me. And they're active tithe-paying members of the Mormon Church, you know? Which was such a force against like Prop 8 and used funding. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, I know where these
I
dollars can potentially be going.
One thing I've learned, we cannot change people. We can try and we can push and pull, but you can't change someone. That has to come from within.
But sometimes I'm like, I'm just Pollyanna and this is a pipe dream.
No, it's
big dream and
I mean, we have to. That's what, as a community, you have to vision for the future, even if it is overly saccharine or simplistic or Pollyanna. Because if not, you can get sucked into the realities and that can take you to a really dark place.
Yeah. Pollyanna had a spinal cord injury. Did you know that?
No. No, she did not.
She broke her back when she fell out of that tree.
You got it. Hey, good job.
In spinal cord injury, we're always talking like getting the function back. Have I already like vented to you about this?
About
how
making
like,
sure that people know you're virile?
Well, yeah, and that I'm like a sexual creature like any other human, like, because with disability, there's this like social narrative around, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an asexual narrative, right?
They expect that?
Yeah, or there's just always like a lot of questioning around sexual function. I get asked probably like every other day whether or not I can get it up or if everything
Are you
works.
serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so having that always questioned as a like single person dating is not the funnest thing. Oh boy.
Nice.
It was December 30th, 2013, and my family decided to go to a trampoline park.
Carson is a great gymnast and had taught gymnastics and was really comfortable doing all sorts of moves and flips.
I jumped into the pit, did a couple of rotations, bottomed out on the back of my head, broke my neck.
Holy shit.
You'd think that breaking your neck was really obvious, but it wasn't for me. And so I tried to jump out of the pit, and it was like someone just had like unplugged me. So my dad got into the pit with me, and I said, "Dad, I think I'm paralyzed." The paramedics came, they put me on the stretcher, and I turned to my mom and I said, "It's okay, this is the next step for me." And then I started the long process to recovery.
It didn't work with Titus, but wait, did you do Pluto? Wait, you want Pluto?
Being Mormon permeates every aspect of your life. My dad has tended to be slightly less orthodox in his practice of Mormonism, and my mom has maybe been a little more traditional.
Carson asked us to go to the Pride Parade, and I felt like I'm supporting you in every way I can. I don't need to go to a Pride Parade to show you that I support you.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful that we could be together with family. And we're grateful for the food that's before us and ask Almighty, please bless that it will give us health and strength, that we can serve each other and others better. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Okay.
Sour cream.
Okay, do you want to go?
To where?
To March and Pride.
We'll be there. I'll be there in spirit while I'm sleeping on my couch.
I have a new baby. I really don't want you to take me not walking the parade as being a sign that I don't support you.
I never felt like there was any kind of, that there was anything but acceptance. It's a little more complex with Mom and Dad. Because I'm a little like more desperate to be on the same page and to know that we're on the same page. I just wish that people didn't have to choose between an existential crisis and supporting their kids. Because when you stop and think about it, LGBT issues and the theology of the church are really incompatible. If people really want to step into the world of their queer kid, they have to adjust something in their belief system to accommodate that.
Right. You have to choose.
It's so
Well,
scary.
you feel like
it's
you have to
so
choose.
scary.
But I distinctly remember you at one point saying, like, being gay is harder than being paralyzed.
It's not being gay, obviously. Like, being gay is not hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you know, the fear that, like, you lose your community, you lose connection, you lose belonging. Because they could be paralyzed and still have family, they could be paralyzed and still have acceptance and love and community and a place in the world, but, like, that was all in question when I was coming out. I was just a 14-year-old when I started having sexual attraction for one of my guy friends. My hope was that, you know, if I just like kept my covenants that we make in the Mormon church, that I could be healed. And so I just thought, you know, maybe I'll just kill myself so that I can just skip the whole miserable part of living this life. And I just talked with my parents and I was like, you know what? I am not gonna get into this dark place where I'm a threat to myself. In essence, I was like, I think it's better that I'm alive and dating men than if I'm dead and not dating men. Like, I think that's what God would want too.
Several members of our family would say our faith was tested. I didn't question my belief that there was a God, or even whether I believed that the church or the faith I was in was true. But I felt that I was on what I would call a slippery slope.
Okay, I've asked every year, and I want to know if I can fly the gay flag, the rainbow flag.
You are
on our flagpole.
If you have a 3x5, I'll hoist the rainbow flag on Sunday. I mean, the house will be burned down by the time I get back from church, but you know.
Is this your first time vlogging?
First time vlogging, yeah.
What do you think?
I feel
weird.
I don't know.
It's weird. Okay, we're ready. Let's go.
Cross these.
Yeah, there you go. And then give me the hand on the hip. Work.
How do I look?
Gorgeous. We still have to come up with your drag name, though.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It was a very gradual decision to leave the church for me. I eventually just believed that the church was flat out wrong about LGBTQ issues. So I called up my bishop and I told him, I was like, I'm leaving. It's time. And I told him, I was like, this is not me like giving up my values. This is not me leaving like my prior life. This is me moving forward. I've been president of Affirmation for the last 6 months. Affirmation is a LGBTQ resource organization for Mormons and ex-Mormons.
Here come these guys.
Hi, Mom, Dad.
Hi, I'm Raymond.
This is Raymond.
It's so nice to finally meet you. How are you?
Very good.
Happy Pride.
My family and nearly all of my friends are Mormons, so I was a little nervous to come out and tell them. While I was in the closet, I was extremely depressed. I was suicidal at that point, and I believed in God, so I just asked the wind if this would just please go away. I just want to be normal, and I don't want to be hated. This organization means so much to me, and it's helped me try to stay positive about the Mormon community, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you.
I am so grateful to be with you tonight. I was talking with one of my former bishops today, and I told him that spinal cord injury, which I have, is sometimes a really beautiful gift. And what it gives me is a constant reminder that as human beings, one of the most beautiful things that connects us is actually our suffering. During this Pride weekend, I can sit before you and say that I am a proud member of the LGBTQ community, and I look forward to continuing the work that we're doing in Affirmation to make the world a safer place, the church a safer place. The work that we're doing is literally saving lives. Thank you.
we just loved our son and could see the goodness in him and knew that he was born this way. And so, how does this work into our ultimate belief?
So I've literally walked 1 block and I already see some protest signs. These are the typical garden variety signs that you see at Pride. I actually haven't been to pretty much any Pride where there aren't some protesters, but Salt Lake City tends to bring out more protesters than an average parade.
Oh, nice.
I feel like I just feel
emotional.
renewed. Hey, we're gonna join you. Okay. Oh, I love this.
I was really moved.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, just to have the cheering and the different comments that were coming out, just like, I felt so loved. Yeah, really sincere, really accepted.
This is just a moment that I'll never forget, ever. So, thanks, babes. Perfect. Right where it should be.
In the beginning, Pride was called Gay Freedom Day. And as long as LGBTQ people are facing any form of discrimination, Pride is still relevant. And even if in some utopia we do have full, true acceptance and visibility, I still think we should have Pride because it's a celebration and it's a tradition that honors our roots.
The truth runs wild like kids on concrete. Trying to sedate my mind in its cage and not what I see. Awake wide-eyed, yeah, I'm screaming at me. Trying to keep faith and picture his face staring up at me. Sing! But without losing a piece of me, how do I get to heaven? Without changing a part of me, how do I get to heaven? All my time is wasted, feeling like my heart's mistaken on the road. So if I'm losing a piece of me, maybe so I'm coming at 50, coming at 50, coming at 50. Hey! So I'm coming at 50, coming at 50, coming at 50. So I'm coming at 50, coming at 50, coming at 50. to heaven without changing a part of me? How do I get to heaven? All my time is wasted feeling like my heart's mistaken. Oh, so if I'm losing a piece of me, maybe I don't